Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time we're looking into a book that I think a lot of you will find interesting. It's called The Psychology of Persuasion.
Oh, this one's a classic.
It is. And this is by Robert Cialdini. And I think,
Such a good one.
yeah, this is one of those books that, it could be your secret weapon if you're running a business.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the science of ethical influence.
Yeah.
We're not talking about manipulating people, but we're talking about understanding, like, what drives decisions.
Yeah.
And-
And doing it in a way that everyone wins.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
We all want to feel confident and empowered, and using these principles ethically to create genuine value while you grow your business. So let's just jump right in. The first principle, and it's one that we all know from such a young age, is reciprocation.
Yeah, it's almost like an innate human thing. We feel compelled to return favors, even small, unexpected ones.
Right.
Like, think about if someone holds the door for you, you feel almost obligated to hold the door for them, or even just a simple thank you. Oh, yeah, for sure.
That can really brighten your day. And then you kind of feel more inclined to help that person.
Totally.
It's like a natural give and take.
Yeah. Now, Cialdini has another trick up his sleeve. And this one's a little bit, sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's the rejection then retreat strategy.
Oh, yeah, this one's good.
Okay, so explain this. So, imagine you're negotiating a deal.
Yeah.
And instead of starting with what you want, you
start a little higher.
Yeah. You kind of present an offer.
A more ambitious offer.
That's going to probably be rejected.
Right.
But that's part of the plan, so why would you do that?
Because then you're kind of strategically retreating to your actual goal.
Right.
Which now seems so much more reasonable.
Right.
Because they've already said no to this big thing.
Oh, I see. So you're setting yourself up to be rejected.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes it seem like everyone's winning.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So it's like a psychological
Contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not actually tricking them. You're just kind of
just framing it.
framing it in a way that they're like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense.
Right. Exactly.
Now, one of the examples that Cialdini gives is the Watergate scandal.
Oh, yeah. That one's crazy.
Okay, explain this.
So this guy, G. Gordon Liddy, he presented these crazy ideas
Okay.
to Nixon's re-election committee. We're talking break-ins, kidnapping, a yacht full of call girls.
Wait, hold on. This is real.
Oh, yeah, this is real.
This isn't like a movie.
No, this is the Watergate scandal.
Wow. Okay, so obviously those were all rejected, but...
But then when he came with his final plan, which still included the Watergate break-in,
Right.
it seemed reasonable because they had already rejected all these crazy things.
So that's how it worked.
Yeah.
It's almost comical, but kind of terrifying, too.
It is. It is.
But as a business owner, how can you use this without feeling sleazy?
Well, it all comes down to intention.
Okay.
We don't want to trick anyone, but we do want to present our options in a way that highlights the value of what we're offering.
So, for example...
So let's say you're a consultant and you've got different service packages. You could present this premium package, right, with all the bells and whistles, but then you introduce a more basic option that still gets the job done.
Right. So the contrast makes the other one look even better.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about commitment and consistency.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to be consistent with our actions and commitments. No one likes to feel like they're, going back on their word.
Right. Nobody wants to be a flip-flop.
Right, exactly. But how does this apply to getting customers?
It's all about getting those little commitments that build into those bigger relationships.
Okay.
So think about those free trial offers.
All right.
Once you've committed to the trial, you're invested.
Right.
You're more likely to stick around.
You feel like you've wasted your time if you don't.
Exactly. It's like taking a test drive.
Mm-hmm.
You get behind the wheel, you're more likely to buy the car.
Right. Yeah.
Now, Cialdini, he shares this interesting example about toy companies.
Okay. What do they do?
So they understock a popular toy before Christmas,
Okay.
and then they ramp up the advertising after the holidays.
So the parents have already promised their kids that they'll get this toy.
Exactly. And then they're more likely to actually buy it, even though it's not Christmas anymore.
Clever, but a little sneaky.
It is. But the big takeaway is you got to find those ethical ways to get those little commitments that will lead to those bigger engagements.
So like what?
like getting people to sign up for your email list or downloading a free resource or even taking a quick survey.
So just getting them a little bit invested.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. Now, we've seen how leveraging what others are doing can be really powerful.
Yes.
But what if you can make your offer seem even more appealing by highlighting what they might miss?
That's where scarcity comes in.
Okay.
It's the classic limited time offer, but it's more than that.
Okay.
It actually taps into something called reactance.
Reactance, what is that?
Basically, it's our natural resistance to having our choices limited.
Oh, okay.
We don't like being told we can't have something.
I can see that.
Like when I was a kid, there was this one toy.
Wow.
Everyone wanted it. It was always sold out.
Right.
And the more I couldn't have it, the more I wanted it.
Yeah, I get that.
It's reactive.
So if something's scarce, it just automatically becomes more desirable.
Pretty much, yeah.
Interesting.
Cialdini talks about this study, right?
Okay.
Where people actually rated cookies from a jar with only 2 cookies as more desirable than the exact same cookies from a jar with 10.
Wow.
It's not about the cookies, it's about the limited availability.
Okay, so as a business owner, how can you use this ethically?
Right, because we've all seen those limited time offers that never end.
Exactly.
It's about being real, being authentic. If you have a limited time discount, give it a real deadline.
Okay.
If you have a limited number of products, say that.
So don't fake it.
Yeah.
Don't create false scarcity. That's just going to erode trust.
Yeah, for sure. Once you lose that trust, it's gone.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on to the final principle of persuasion, authority.
Oh, yeah.
This one seems kind of straightforward, but I feel like there's more to it
There is?
than just like wearing a uniform or having a title.
Exactly.
It's more than that.
It's about showing true expertise.
Okay.
Building a reputation, inspiring trust.
Right, like people automatically trust, doctors,
Mhm.
scientists.
Yeah, experts.
Yeah, they have that credibility.
Right, but in the business world, you got to earn that.
Absolutely.
You can't just, like, demand it.
Exactly, you have to prove it.
Yeah.
Cialdini talks about this study,
Okay.
where a guy in a business suit could get people to follow him across the street against the light, compared to when he was dressed casually.
Wow. Just the suit
Just the suit.
changed
Same
everything.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can business owners use this? How do you become that go-to authority?
Well, first you got to highlight your experience.
Right.
What makes you qualified?
So if you're a marketing consultant,
Yeah.
you'd want to show off your successful campaigns,
Exactly.
certifications, maybe client testimonials.
Yeah, all of that.
Okay.
And don't forget content marketing.
Ah,
Create valuable content, blog posts, videos, webinars.
so you're basically showing your knowledge.
Exactly, providing real value.
Right.
And then there's association.
Okay.
Get endorsements from leaders in your industry.
Right. So aligning yourself with other respected people.
Collaborate on projects, go to conferences. The more you surround yourself with those voices,
Mm,
the stronger your own authority becomes.
I like that. Okay. So we've covered a lot.
We had
All 6 of Cialdini's principles.
reciprocation, commitment, social proof,
Scarcity authority.
and of course,
The rejection, then retreat.
that's a good one.
It is. It is.
And we've seen how they can help business owners
Yeah.
boost their marketing, build relationships, and grow their business.
It's been fascinating
It has.
to really get into this psychology of influence.
Yeah.
But, we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah.
The ethical implications.
Mm-hmm.
It could be so easy to use these techniques the wrong way
Absolutely.
to manipulate people.
Right.
That's why Cialdini is so big on using them responsibly.
Yes, transparency is key.
It's not about tricking people.
No.
It's about understanding their motivations.
And creating solutions that benefit everyone.
Right. It's about building trust.
Long-term relationships.
Not just making a quick buck,
Exactly.
but the responsibility goes both ways, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We as consumers, we need to be aware of these tactics too.
Yeah, Cialdini calls it strategic defense.
Strategic defense.
Being an informed consumer, knowing what to look out for.
So for example, let's say you're online. You see a limited time offer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just click buy now.
Right. Take a step back.
Ask yourself, do you actually need this thing?
Is the offer really limited?
Yeah.
Why are you feeling pressured?
Right. If something feels wrong, just walk away.
Exactly.
It's about being mindful, making conscious decisions.
Not just reacting to clever marketing.
Right. Because these principles, they're not good or bad on their own.
They're tools.
Right.
It's how you use them.
You can use a hammer to build a house.
Or to break a window.
Exactly. It comes down to intention.
Exactly.
Are you using these techniques to create real value?
Or are you just trying to exploit people?
That's the question we should all be asking,
Absolutely.
as business owners and as consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the psychology of persuasion.
It's been quite a journey,
It really has.
exploring human behavior
Yeah.
and how we can use those insights to achieve our goals.
Whether you're a business owner or just navigating a world of persuasive messages, understanding this stuff is essential.
Absolutely.
It's been a fascinating exploration, and we hope you've gained some valuable insights.
Yes, insights you can apply to your own life and business.
So until next time, stay curious,
Stay informed.
stay persuasive.
See you next time. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah,
All these little things that influence our decisions.
it does. It's kind of like how much of what we do is really our choice, you know?
Right. Like, are we really in control or are we just puppets?
Exactly. And, there's one area we didn't really touch on,
Okay.
and I think it's especially relevant these days. Uh, Cialdini doesn't really talk about political campaigns,
Ah, yes, but...
but it's not hard to see how these principles apply.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, campaigns are all about persuasion,
Right.
convincing people to vote a certain way.
Exactly. Think about how they use those testimonials from everyday people.
Oh, yeah, that's social proof, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right. Like we're more likely to trust someone we can relate to.
Someone who's like us, especially when it comes to something as, personal as politics.
And what about all that talk about how this is the most important election ever?
Oh, yeah, that's classic scarcity. Creating that sense of urgency, like, you gotta vote now or you'll miss your chance.
Right. Like don't miss out. It's like those limited time offers, but for democracy.
Exactly. And then there's all those celebrity endorsements.
Ah, yes. Appeal to authority.
Exactly. Like, if this famous person supports this candidate, they must be good, even if you don't really know why that celebrity supports them.
It's crazy how much we rely on shortcuts like that.
It is, isn't it? Instead of, like, really researching the candidates and their policies.
It makes you wonder, like, how much of our decision-making is actually rational?
Yeah.
It's
a little scary when you think about it. But hey, that's why we're doing this deep dive, right? To become more aware.
Exactly. To be more informed consumers, whether we're buying a product or choosing a leader. So how do we do that? How do we make sure we're making the best choices?
Well, first, you got to recognize those tactics. Like, when you feel that pressure, that urgency, take a step back.
Okay, so don't just react emotionally.
Right. Think about it. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Does this align with my values? What are the real consequences of this decision?
Be an active participant, not just a passive target.
Exactly. Take control of your choices.
Well said. And remember, this isn't just about politics. It's about everything. All those choices we make every day.
Absolutely. From the food we eat to the clothes we wear.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the psychology of persuasion,
It's been a good one.
it has. Let's all remember that these principles, they're powerful,
Powerful tools.
and it's up to us to use them wisely.
For good, not for evil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether you're a business owner trying to grow your company or just trying to navigate this crazy world of persuasive messages, understanding this stuff is so important.
It is.
It's been a fascinating journey with you all, and we hope you feel a little bit more empowered now to make those informed decisions.
Absolutely.
And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and of course, stay persuasive.